And this is Breaking Free, and I am so excited to be here today. We're just gonna chill out together. How about that? We have a special visitor in our studio. We have Amnon, we have me, we have people in the chat. We have lots of people going to be listening today, and it's going to be fun. And we're just going to chill out together as if we're in front of a campfire or a fireplace. That's what I wanted to do originally with the show, is just kind of chill out with you. And today we're going to do that. So I welcome you. I know your time is very precious, and I'm thankful that you're here. I hope you all had a wonderful holiday and lots of fun and parties coming up in store for everybody for this beautiful holiday season. So first, let me say hello to Amnon.
Hello, Marilyn. How are you?
I'm good, Amnon. And you?
I am just fine, thank you.
Good. Do you have a good holiday?
It was very nice.
It was.
We chilled. We
Yeah.
stayed home, and I mean, I saw the best commercial that two ladies meet in the driveway,
Yeah.
neighbors. And
Yeah.
one said, "You look so tired," and the other one is sticking up bags, and she says, "Well, but you look tired. What's wrong?" I said, Black Friday. I saved hundreds. And she said, "What did you do?" She said, "I stayed home. I saved thousands."
Yeah, I saw that.
That's perfect. And Debbie stayed. Debbie,
Hello.
my lovely friend, such a delicious friend, Debbie. Hello,
Yeah,
Debbie.
I just popped in to
She
say
just-
hello.
Well, she was here. She didn't pop out.
I,
She was doing her show,
I
right?
didn't pop out, but you introduced it, and I'm thinking, Marilyn's doing the fireside chats, just like the president.
Well, it's funny because today I'm on a 40-day miracle mission with a friend of mine in St. Louis.
Okay.
And today was the first day to start to list all the miracles that you wanted in whatever. And so I started writing them. And I've thought about them before, about creating miracles. And I believe that if we don't look for them, we won't see them. I mean, they're all around us, right? And one of the things I wrote, which I've never written before, okay, this really came right out of me. I often, I talk about listening, right? I talk about how listening is like the hugest thing to me. I mean, it's the bridge to everything, from us to whatever, and from whatever to us. It's the bridge. And I have often thought about doing workshops and stuff and speaking on the subject. So today I said, in my miracles, I want to be a consultant to the government.
To the government?
Yes.
Okay.
I want the government to contact Marilyn Shannon
Woo.
to help them, to consult with them about listening. Now, I've never said that, but I've said corporations, individuals.
And they need it.
And they need it.
But will they listen?
No.
Well, I'm not dealing with them. I'm dealing with the universe.
Okay.
Anyway,
A
Debbie's with
higher.
us. A higher government. So
Okay.
Debbie's with us. Debbie does her own show, right?
Mm-hmm.
On Before the Breaking Free show.
Mm-hmm.
And she is I call her the queen of the homeopaths, her health in show. And so she decided to stay here today. So we're really happy. And she's doing this. She doesn't even know what we're doing.
It's impromptu because you had no guests planned.
No, I had no guest planned.
Mm-hmm.
And well, we actually did have a guest planned who couldn't make it. So I said, you know what? It's us. It's Debbie now, it's me, it's Amnon, and it's all of you. And it's Suziani in the chat, and Chris, and Bawana Bob, and who else is there right now? Well, that's good enough for me right now. And if you're listening, please do me a favor, sign into the chat. You can see that next to the video, and tell us who you are. And one of the things I love talking about, we're gonna talk about today is quotes or phrases from songs, your favorite lines, maybe from some poetry that have meaning for you. I think it's really fun, and I'd love to
First
just
quote
explain.
is already up there.
I see that.
What
I
is
see
it?
that. Okay, so we're going to do
Marilyn
that.
does the White House.
Oh, where is that?
Marilyn does the White House.
Oh, Marilyn does the White House. Oh, I've got to write that down.
Well, it's down here
Oh,
in
it's
the
down
chat.
there. Okay,
Yeah.
so we'll get that. Oh, I
Yeah.
forgot it's down
Oh,
there. Okay,
okay.
Marilyn does the White House. That's cool. Okay, so that's what we're going to do today. So if you've got
Throw out
one,
a quote.
you don't have one of your favorites, listen up, because we're going to be going through a couple. You're more than welcome anytime during the show to call in 919-518-9773. And if you're somewhere in the world and you can't call, but you want to partake, you got a computer, go ahead and do that. Computers, that's plural, 2K now on 2K Voice on Skype. We'd love to have you any which way you can come in. Okay? You ready?
Computers 2K.
Number 2.
2K, or which way ever you
Voice.
see it. Okay.
2K Voice. Okay, so here's the first one. And this is from Suziani.
Okay.
And Suziani, either I read it or you call in. What's your preference? I think she probably wants me to, read it. So I'm going to do it. Okay. So she said, here's hers. I alone cannot change the world, but I can cast a stone across the water to create many ripples. Mother Teresa. And then she also said that she loves what Mother Teresa said when she received the Nobel Peace Prize. And to promote world peace, her answer to that was go home and love your family. So that's great. Creating ripples. That's a very
Lovely.
important thing, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
And you just said you loved it. Why?
Why do I love it?
Yeah, why?
Well, actually, I'm thinking as I read it again, it says, I alone cannot change the world. The only thing that you can change really is yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So you start with the place of yourself. And it says you can't do it alone, but once you put the energy out there, there's another quote, which is from Margaret Mead.
Mm-hmm. And what does it say?
I don't have it memorized, but it's
Ooh.
basically
Yeah.
you do. We're going to have to research that
Well,
one.
we might. Chris, if you're there, maybe you could look it up.
It's the Margaret Mead famous quote about working together. But I can cast a stone across the water to create many ripples. So everything that you do is connected to everything and everyone around you. And if you start in your home, then you build that change within the smaller community, and then it goes out larger and larger.
Right. And it's so, Suziani just said that we create ripples with every show that we do. And,
Yes.
and that's very, very true. And that says that we could, should, hopefully have a great intention with everything that we do. Because everything we do is that stone that can create a ripple. And we have
Yeah, that's
an
it. She
obligation,
found it.
or we have something. We have a, what's the word? We have a
You're
responsibility.
Oh.
We have a responsibility that when we're throwing stuff out there, that we know that it's going to affect
But you
people.
know what you're throwing.
And better know what you're throwing.
And
Exactly.
So don't throw stones.
Exactly. Don't throw stones. So does she have the Margaret Reed?
Yes, she does.
Okay, so you want to read it?
Yeah, this
Okay,
is
go
the
ahead.
one I was thinking of. Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Never doubt that they can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. Margaret Mead, right? So, no doubts.
No doubts.
Just confirmation.
Just go for it, right?
Right.
You know, and I had ripped out this from the magazine, and I loved it, and it was very simple, and it says, direct your power. So not only do you want to empower yourself and empower others, or gain power, have energy, but direct it in the right. So it's very fitting with what Suziani and Margaret Mead said. I mean, direct your power. Don't just throw it out there, but intentionally decide where you want to put it, because it may have an effect over here, but it may have a greater effect over here. So just, if you're going to throw, it's better to throw anyway, something good. But if you
You're
can
going
be
to spew.
but if you're going to be conscious of throwing, at least know where you're throwing it, right? Throw it
Absolutely.
anyway if it's good, and wherever it lands, it lands. But if you can consciously throw it and direct
Right.
where it's going to go, we should do that, right?
I think there's probably a lot you can say about directing the energy and also the quality of that stone. So like, if it's a diamond, it's going to shine, it's going to be good, and it's going to help others. But if you're throwing a stone that is going to be harmful,
Right.
you have to watch what you say and what you do.
Exactly.
Take it from there, Marilyn.
No, that's perfect. And this time of year, it's really important to really think about these things, because we're around a lot of people. I mean, we come in contact with people all the time this time of year. Hopefully, in a good way, you know, and this is a great time of year to make a difference in how you cast that stone and where you cast it. So,
Here, I'm going to give you one.
okay, go ahead.
Here you
Good.
go.
Go ahead, read it.
Because we're talking about the stones
Yeah.
and stuff, I don't know how we got here.
Yeah.
People who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones.
Now, what does that mean, Deb? What does that mean?
It means this says that people should not criticize others for faults that they have themselves.
Yep.
And actually, as I was driving into the studio today, I was thinking about whatever we see in other people is a reflection of our own self issues.
Right.
So you know this. So
Right.
we are mirrors to each other,
Right.
and
Right.
I always thought that it had something to do with breaking the house.
it
I'm not
does.
sense of humor. A ding.
It does.
It
It
does.
does.
It
It does.
does. It
You know,
does.
you could crash into the window and cause damage. So, whatever you do to another person, you're ending up doing
That's
to
right.
yourself. So,
Exactly. So,
I mean, I
right.
like every single quote flows into another quote.
Well, it
You could
does.
live,
and, I mean,
live this way.
so I said this to a client. I was talking to a client last week, and this came, and I think it would be really fun. I was telling Debbie, I think it would be really fun to have like a class, like an online chat about creating our own quotes, because we're philosophers. We're all philosophers, and we all live greatly. And I think it would be really cool to see how magnificent things can come through us. And quotes are so telling, and they're marvelous, and they're funny. Some of
You
them
can
are
have a 2-word quote,
like,
or is it 3 words? Just do it.
yeah. Well, okay, exactly. That's 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so, well, anything can be coined. It's, I mean, anything can become like coined, right? Even one word, if it becomes, something that marketed, in a store markets or a company brands, one word, it can become something that, slang even, right? So here's one that I said. Now I like it, but then there's parts of it that I wonder about, so I'm going to throw it out. It made perfect sense when I said it. What you don't know won't hurt you, but what you imagine can. What do you think?
What were you thinking of?
Well, I was thinking of somebody imagining the worst. And I was thinking about, and then this came out, what you don't know won't hurt you, but what you imagine can. Right?
And was this an actual quote?
No, I don't think so. It came out of me. Now, it could be somewhere out there that I heard, but
Well-
I haven't had a chance to, Google it yet, but it just came out of me. And so I thought, wow, that's pretty good. I mean, I liked it. I mean, what you don't know can't hurt you, can't hurt you. I mean, it's not hurting you right now. It's only, you know what I mean? You're not engaged with it. But when you imagine something, can be very painful.
That comes out of our personal anxieties, fears, and doubts that our minds can really take off on living out of the moment, living into what could be,
Right.
into the future,
Exactly.
and
Out of
like
the
what
present.
Amnon and I were just having a huge
Right.
conversation about.
Right. Out of the present, right?
Out of the present, and
Right.
so your mind can be 10, 20 steps ahead, imagining what's not.
Exactly.
And then that's where you can get, well, if you're imagining something like really beautiful and good, so your imagination could really bring you to a beautiful place of your best and highest
Right.
person. But often
But-
we go in the wrong direction, then there's your direction again.
Exactly.
You
Exactly.
want arguments about this?
Go ahead.
Sure.
What? Not an argument. It's
Well,
a
I mean,
different of opinion, or go ahead.
What you don't know can't hurt you.
It
What
can.
you won't
can.
hurt you.
Won't-
Well, you can change the word.
If
Yeah.
you don't know that fire burns,
Yeah.
can it hurt you?
Depends if you put your finger in the fire.
And you don't know that you're going to get burned.
Right.
I mean, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Right.
But I guess-
I think you're just thinking in terms of the particular
Of something that's painful.
setting.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
here's one Chris
Okay.
sent in that her daughter sent me this morning. And her daughter is so cute. And she said, I feel that if you do something when you need to, instead of doing it later, you'll actually save time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's That's a good. That's very good, right?
Is that an original?
That's her original.
That's a good one.
That's a good one, right? Okay, here's one. I put some funny ones in here too. Okay. So all my life I thought air was free until I bought a bag of chips.
That's good. Give us.
And that's from. Is that cute?
Who said it?
It's coolsmart.com.
Oh.
I thought that was really funny. That's good, right? I thought that was.
Oh,
good.
air
Yeah.
is not free. Did you in the olden days?
Yeah.
We used to go to the gas station and put the air in the tires, right?
Right.
Was
right.
it free then?
No.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was
free.
originally
Yeah,
free.
but you know how they back,
You have
chips.
to put a 25
Yeah.
Yeah.
cents to get
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
air.
exactly. And in a bag of
Yeah.
chips,
Yeah,
you know,
but
half
that's-
the bag is chips, half the bag
Yeah.
is air, and you pay for the whole bag. How cute
right.
is that? Okay, here's another one. And this, I find this particularly, personally funny. And I'm not clumsy. It's just the floor hates me, the tables and chairs are bullies, and the wall gets in the way.
Right. Blame the other guy.
Well, I mean, it's the floor.
Yeah. You need
It's-
to go live in
it-
the desert.
The floor is a little lopsided. That's me. I think that's. I saw that and I thought Marilyn, my brothers would crack up laughing.
we got somebody
Oh, we got
talking
somebody?
on the
Okay.
chat.
Okay. Oh,
Some-
Susie, go ahead.
Some gas stations,
Ignorance
the air
is
was.
bliss.
Oh,
Oh, where is that?
okay.
It's a little bit of.
Love
Oh.
that one. Ignorance is bliss. You know, that's the truth. You can really, you don't have to deal with all of the conflicts and stress and arguments and whatever is going on if you don't know. But
Yeah.
you're not really participating in
Depends.
in the world.
Depends on what you choose to participate in and where you know, when you say ignorance is bliss, we're not talking about, I mean, I think, okay, let's talk about the
Ignorance.
word ignorance. To ignore. It doesn't mean that you ignore, I mean, you can choose what you want to ignore. And what
It
you don't
goes
want to
back
get
to what you
involved
don't
in. Yeah.
know.
Won't hurt you.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So
Okay,
The
so here-
ostrich.
That's
Yeah.
that's it. That's the ignorance.
What
like
is?
not
Yeah.
not knowing. It says okay, a lack of knowledge or information is the definition. Other kind of synonyms. I want some cinnamon. Unawareness, unconscious. It's like not being not living mindfully is ignorance, right? And I got a nod from Amnon.
You know
Lack
what?
of
You
information.
know what? And I'm sure she's not listening, but maybe she is. But I have a cousin
Okay.
who we grew up together, and I think I was telling this to Chris the other day, and I loved her dearly, and she was always in like a la la land, so to speak. You know, things just didn't bother her because she didn't take them to the state you would take something to bother you. Do you know what I mean? She stopped it. It was like, ha ha. She didn't take it any further, and she was always happy on some level. Now, this is not a judgment. I would always take it to a little deeper. So things did bother me, or things were more conscious. But she was always happy. So I mean, who's judging?
It doesn't say she was ignorant of it. She didn't choose.
She didn't choose.
She didn't choose
Right, she didn't
to get
choose.
involved
Right.
in particular
Right,
issues
right.
for one reason or another,
Right.
which you don't really know whether it would be.
And it's not a judgment, because sometimes I want, you know what? Sometimes I think I want to be ignorant and I want to ignore something. I don't want to go there. I want to just not go there. I want to just,
Well, that's
not
why
know
that's
so
why
much.
it's bliss, because
Yeah.
you're not like we say,
Yeah.
go on a news vacation, turn it off,
Yes.
because it is harmful to our
There you go. Yeah,
psyche. and
News. I don't want to know about the news. I am fine with my kids laughing at me and, Mama, you under a rock. Because I'll say, yes, I'm under a rock. Who wants to join me under my rock?
It's the giraffe with the head in the sand, and you know what the latest meme image on the internet is?
Mean?
M-E-M-E, meme.
Uh-huh.
Image is a beach full of people with their butts in the air and their head in the sand. Have you seen that one?
No.
Oh my gosh, you got to see that. I
And
mean,
what's
it's like the whatever conflict is right in their face in their own backyard. It's sort of like, I'm not looking at this. I'm not dealing with this. So they're not taking on your original quote, which was the responsibility.
Right, or direct your ignorance. Let's put it to you that way. Direct what you want. Let's put it out here. Direct where you want to put your ignorance and where you want to put your consciousness. It's all a choice.
I think the difference is not using the word ignorance.
Okay.
I think ignorance implies that you have a lack of knowledge. Rather, it is mindfulness, living mindfully and saying, I know what is going to help me be a better person, be more relaxed, deal with this.
Okay, so mindfulness is bliss.
Yes, there you go.
All right, what do you think?
Okay.
You like that one? I'm
Yeah.
done. Okay, mindfulness. Okay, let's go. Okay,
Okay.
Chris has something here.
Okay.
She says, it is utterly insufficient to eat pie only twice out. As anyone knows, the secret of our strength as a nation and the foundation of our industrial supremacy must admit. Pie is the American synonym of prosperity in its varying content. The calendar of the changing seasons. Pie is the food of the heroic. No pie-eating people can ever be permanently vanquished.
This is a quote
Is this a quote?
from the New York Times
It is
editorial.
utterly
This is-
insufficient to eat pie only twice a week. As anyone who knows the secret of our strength as a nation and the foundation of our industrial supremacy must admit, pie is the American synonym of prosperity. In its varying contents, the calendar of the changing seasons, pie is the food of the heroic. So, I guess what Chris, are you saying here that it is insufficient to think of prosperity only twice a week? That's interesting. Okay, let's Susiani says ignorance, the meaning is obliviousness, yes, is bliss. Okay, well, it's all right.
Here's a quote. It's from American Pie,
Okay, go ahead.
the movie.
Yeah, go ahead.
It says, God bless the internet.
Oh, that's a good one,
I
right?
got one here from Forbes.
You have one? Okay, good.
Life is what happens to you while you're busy making other plans.
Oh, yeah. A lot of people have that at the bottom of their
John
email.
Lennon. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I got one from him too, which I love. Okay, and we're going to get to that.
Do you have
here's-
more quotes?
Oh, I have tons.
I have quote too.
Okay, go ahead. I have tons.
I'm
right here.
changing subject. I have one that's funny and one that's
Okay,
good.
go ahead.
truly great friend. Oopsie, we got a flash.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Truly great friends are hard to find, difficult to leave, and impossible to forget. This is an unknown author, and I did it. I pulled it up immediately when I sat down in the chair.
You did?
Yeah.
Wow, read
Listen.
it again.
Truly great friends, crossing the
Here we are.
great divide,
Yes,
are hard to find,
yes.
difficult to leave,
Okay.
and impossible to forget.
Yes.
You like that?
I love that.
Okay.
That's lovely. Okay, now I'll read one.
Okay, you read one.
All right, here we go. The Dalai Lama, when asked what surprised him most about humanity, this is what he answered.
Yeah.
Man, because he sacrifices his health in order to make money, then he sacrifices money to recuperate his health, and then he is so anxious about the future that he does not enjoy the present, the result being that he does not live in the present or the future. He lives as if he is never going to die and then dies having never really lived.
That's great. Yeah.
All right, you get, yeah, you're
Oh,
next.
here's a funny one, Don.
Go ahead.
Friends are like boobs.
Yeah.
You've got big ones, small ones, real ones, and fake ones. That was
That's
supposed
good.
to be funny.
I like that one.
Oh no!
All right, here's one.
Are they
here's one.
really friends if they're fake?
Well, I believe that to their core, there's something
believe.
good at their core. So they really want to be good. I think their fakeness is their fear.
Their
Is coming
fakeness
out
is-
as their fear. Their fear is coming out as fakeness. But to their core, they really want to be connected.
I
and
guess
good.
it depends on motivationally how they became your friend and if they really want to be, or if it's just a ploy for something, like you say, that their fear. I don't know. It's not something that I just pulled it up and I just thought, oh, we're talking about boobs today. I don't know.
No, that's okay. I think that's good. Okay, here's one. Never try to dominate the one who says sorry to you for their mistake, because they understand you are more important than their ego.
Repeat that one.
Okay. Never try to dominate the one who says sorry to you for their mistake, because they understand you are more important than their ego.
Uh-huh. Well, why would it say that? That's really weird.
What?
Why would you want to dominate? I don't get the dominate
Well,
part of
sometimes
it.
people don't accept somebody's forgiveness.
And that's the domination?
I would think
That explains that?
that's control,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, I was just trying to comprehend that one through my ignorance.
All right, here's one. Now, this is really, I might have to read this because I have to read this a couple of times. There is no exquisite beauty without some strangeness in the proportion.
There is
Edgar
no
Allan Poe.
I love Edgar Allan Poe.
Okay, so what does this mean?
There is no,
No
exquisite beauty.
without some strangeness in the proportion.
Oh, yeah, that's really very, very, when you say deep, that's the
deep.
deepest,
Okay, so
deepest
what do you
can
think
go.
that means?
Well, because if everything is the same, that's how you can explain it. Everything is the same, mechanical, mechanized, robotic, then there's no differences, there's no uniqueness. But even in our own face, if you took a picture of our face and you divided it in half, you think everything is most beautiful with symmetry. But in actuality, our faces are unsymmetric. Like one half is different from the other. And like when you create something craft, if you do a craft and you have a little thing that's like a little strange, little change in it, then it really shows that that's your mark. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What do you think?
It's so interesting because, see, maybe this is the thing about quotes. You know, it's going to hit you where you need it to hit you
Okay.
in some level, right? I mean, there's
Okay.
no absolute definition, I guess. It's like artwork. You know,
Yeah.
you look at a piece of art. I could see something, you could see something else. You know, it makes me feel one way, makes you feel something else. I mean, there's no, it has to be this way. So, you know, you might be sitting out there and hear or see this in a different way. So I didn't know what to think, honestly. So Debbie started talking, which I'm glad she did because I wasn't sure where to take this one.
Okay.
And what hit me was who is looking at the beauty,
Uh-huh.
right? Me, I'm looking at something and I'm calling it beauty.
Right.
You're calling what you look at beauty. And so I think that's the strangeness
Oh.
in the proportion, is how we each look at what we consider to be exquisitely beautiful. I
That's
mean,
a good interpretation.
what do you
with
think of that?
some strangeness in the proportion.
interesting, huh?
I'm just thinking of Michelangelo. I mean,
Right.
you know.
What
that-
about him?
Well, you can look at all artistic work. When you think about beauty, you think about artistic, you think about nature and nature's perfection. So I guess that is, I don't have the full context of his
Okay.
quote within
Well,
a
it's-
broader body of
Right.
work.
So we have to just
But
think about it.
I think that I think that perfection is without any exquisite thing. That's what was the quote? I can't see it. I'm trying
Let's
to
see.
find it.
No. Where is it?
this
Right
one?
here.
Yeah.
Okay, there is no exquisite beauty
without
without some strangeness in the proportion.
proportion.
Right. So
So a perfection would be completely proportionate.
okay.
And if something's like out of proportion, it's strange.
Okay. So it's not so it's how we see it.
It's yeah,
Right?
something special.
Okay,
it's,
so
it's
let's
unique.
Okay, so let's look
Okay.
on the chat because I think let's see.
Okay.
Let's see. Is there any of them here?
Cleanliness is next to godliness.
That's
I never understood it, says Susie Annie, but understood this. My mom was a clean freak, so I think she just used to use God to back her up. That's really good. I like that.
and then okay.
So
and
what
then,
what does it mean, Susie Annie? Now that do you understand it now? Cleanliness is next to godliness.
What does it mean?
That's a
What
good
does that mean? What does that mean? Next to
He-
godliness is God's. What does that mean?
I
Clean,
think
clean what? Clean way of living. Clean
I guess
what? How? How? Like
People
clean
who
where?
I think if you just think of it as just in general the material world and keeping it clean. I mean, you think of don't be a litter bug, you know. It's don't spoil nature, right? You can go that direction with it, that
Yeah.
if you drop all your crap everywhere, it's not going to keep a clean
Environment.
environment
Right,
in or
right,
out of your home.
Right.
That's one
Right.
way to think about it.
Right.
Does that
Right.
make sense?
Yeah. Well, anybody. Okay, so we're talking. We'd love to have you join us. 919-518-9773, or you can
Cleanness in the heart, says
Oh.
Michelle. That is good, Michelle.
That's a good
Oh, I
one.
love it.
All right. So, or you
Sure.
can call us at computers. No, that's plural. 2 K voice on Skype. We'd love to hear from you. Okay. And Bob says, "Be the change that you wish to see in the world." Heck yeah.
That's
a
good.
good one, right? That's on the tip of a lot of people's tongue, I think. Be the change you want to see. I mean, can't complain if
Yeah.
you ain't living the good life or living the way of a good life or
Do
the way
something
of a good
to
path.
change right
Yeah,
now.
and he also says filth is the key to health. Okay. Well, we won't go
You
there.
know what? That's true.
It could be. I mean,
It's
because
true.
sometimes people are too clean.
People are too clean.
Yes,
Plus,
that's very true.
well, it depends on your definition.
No, but it's true. We're becoming germ
Phobic. Yeah.
and we're not.
That's what they're saying here.
Yeah, yeah.
It says it does not appear in the Bible.
Oh.
The expression is an archaic proverb found in Babylonian and Hebrew religious tracts. And they say it's hard to say where the idea of connection between cleanliness and godliness originated. The Israelites were certainly concerned about the concepts of clean and unclean.
Yes.
Because the major portion of the Mosaic law.
Okay,
Very
so,
good.
yeah.
Good. Thank you for looking
Yeah,
that up.
Yeah. So meaning what? So
It says,
just-
biblically speaking, however, outward cleanliness has no connection to godliness. Jesus made it clear that men are defiled, but what is in their hearts, and that godliness is not attained by what we eat or don't eat, or by how often we wash our hands.
Wash your hands before you eat.
It goes back. and
so it's
forth.
going
And
back and forth.
I
Means
guess
several
you-
things.
You make out of
Well,
whatever you think.
I think that there's something to be said both ways. Because I don't understand what it really means when you say
I would
godliness.
just add an O to it.
And you would say, what would your O
That
be?
cleanliness is goodliness.
Is being goodliness.
Yeah,
Okay, and
Yeah.
filth?
is badliness.
I think there's a difference between filth, cleanliness, organization, and what is in our environment. In other words, we are mostly viruses and bacteria. The most of our body is not what you think it is. Exteriorly, people who are the healthiest live on farms next to a lot of outdoor living,
Right.
right? So that's still nature. But when you think about filth, you think about something that is dirty, not just unclean.
You're talking about grungy.
I'm talking about you come in with schmutz on.
Right. Smelly schmutz. Right? Right. But, okay, so what is this? Oh,
You know,
dirt
if you
devil.
don't wash your face, if you don't wash your
Okay.
hands.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
No,
You
but
wanna
it's true. Okay, so, all right. my
This
screen
is
just-
Yanni says the dirt devil.
Here we come. All right, here we go. Ready? Let's see. And then here's one from Einstein. Logic will get you from A to B. Imagination will take you everywhere. Yes,
Good.
yes. Albert
You
Einstein.
came in a circle.
Heck yeah. And I'm not even done yet.
Okay.
Logic will get you from A to B, but imagination will take you everywhere. So what does that mean?
Oh well, obviously A and B are limited points on the
Don't follow Spock.
on the metric plane.
Well,
And
I
imagination
mean, you
has
want to
some-
be open-minded to things. You want to be creative. It's about creating, right? Okay, here's one of my favorites, and one that I posted a while back on Google Plus, and I'm telling you, as far as people reposting, this got great reposts. It's John Lennon. When I was 5 years old, my mother always told me that happiness was the key to life. When I went to school, they asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up. I wrote down happy. They told me I didn't understand the assignment, and I told them they don't understand life. I love that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wonder if it's from one of the songs.
I don't remember it being one of the songs. Do
Me
you? Anybody remember that being one of the songs?
I don't know.
But I love that one. Okay. Here's one.
But I like the happiness song.
Oh, yeah. And here's one. Kindness is a language that the deaf can hear and the blind can see. Mark
Lovely.
Twain.
Beautiful.
That's beautiful, isn't it? Now, why is that? Kindness is a language that the deaf can hear and the blind can see. So what is that? Dissect that a bit. No,
Well,
kindness is a
it's
language
not-
that the deaf can hear. What are they?
Well, okay, when you say language that the deaf can hear, you're talking about sound and the spoken word.
Yeah, as opposed to
Kindness can be spoken word, something nice that you say, but it's your behavior, your action, the way that you have relations with other people. So that is something that it doesn't need to be interpreted.
So kindness doesn't have to be words, period.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It is action, because based on, when you think about it, kindness is a language that the deaf and people understand it, regardless of where they are. They can feel it, they can sense it, they can understand it.
And the
right?
blind can see.
And the blind can see it. The blind can see people doing good things for other people. They can see the action, right? They're blind. We're talking blind.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
We're talking blind.
Blind. So how did get to the other
how
end?
do they? Well, no. So blind. How do they experience kindness?
Well, they can
touch,
hear.
They can feel.
So we have all these sensations. We
Yeah.
have 5 or 6 senses, and so if you go beyond just one, and you can use all of these different modes of action to have a relationship with another person.
So lots of ways. Okay, here's one. All right, hold on to your seats. Unless life also hands you sugar and water, your lemonade is going to suck. I did that for you, Amnon.
When I was a little girl, there was a lemon tree in the yard across the street. We used to, at least I did, I used to go and take the lemon and eat it straight.
Yeah, well, my grandson's eating a lot of lemon.
Yeah.
He ate lemon the other day, and he goes like this, but he did it anyway. What is it about lemons?
Very delicious.
Well, what is it about that the tartness for a 3-year-old? I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, it tastes good.
It tastes good. Okay.
Be thi-
Okay, you go ahead. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Be thankful we're not getting all the government we're paying for.
Say that
Where's
again.
that
Say
from?
that again.
Be thankful
Yeah.
Yeah.
that we're not getting all the government that we're paying for.
Oh, where'd you find that?
And how do you interpret that?
That. What do you mean? How do you interpret it?
We're paying taxes
Yeah.
for government. We're not getting.
But be thankful that we're
look
not.
what we're getting.
Yeah. Be thankful
Can
that
you
we're
imagine
not.
if it was more than that?
Yeah. Be
It
thankful that we're
depends
not.
on if you're talking about rules and regulations, or if you're talking about things that they are obligated to give us that they don't give us, like the better internet
I don't
access.
think so. I think when they say
Yeah.
be thankful means
Yeah.
you're not getting all the bad stuff.
Right.
We're not getting the bombs.
Right. We're not getting everything they have to offer.
Yeah.
We're getting less than all. We're getting less bad than all bad.
Right.
Oh,
Is
Peter,
that what you?
we
Is that
have-
what you say?
That's what.
Okay. So
that's
there you go. So that's a quote.
what?
We're getting.
Well, I mean, it's from. I can't take this. You know who said that?
What?
Will Rogers.
Okay, well, okay, that's good. All right, here is Bawana Bob again. All the world is made of faith and trust and pixie dust. That's cute. That's cute,
What
Bob.
was that? Boys are made of what? Girls.
Sugar and spice and everything nice. Puppy dog tails and something.
That's okay. Another Mother Teresa.
That was from Peter Pan, by the way.
Oh, yeah, and I love the quotes and things coming from Peter Pan. All right, here's another one from Mother Teresa. Every time you smile at someone, it is an action is an action of love a gift to that person, a beautiful thing? Yes, that's lovely. She just posted that.
Here's a good one.
Go ahead.
Whether you think you can, or whether you think you
can't.
You're right.
You're right. That's
Yes.
it. That's a good one too.
That's a good one.
Very good.
You know what? When I was doing this yesterday, I came across that several times, and I'm glad you brought it up.
That's good.
One hand and shit in the other. What? These are going
Watch
so
what you're
fast.
saying. Watch.
What
Be
is- what
careful
is-
what you say.
What is the Susiani one where she said, Marilyn, I posted above. Wish is one hand and shit in the other, and see which one fills up first. Do you see that on yours?
Yeah. No.
Oh,
I don't see any bad stuff on mine.
okay.
I-
Okay,
I'm
here's
ig-
Bob.
I'm
Peace comes
ignorant.
from within. Do not seek it without. Yep. That's a good one. Good one, Bob. Good one. Oh, Susiani said, good.
I should add
Yeah.
that that quote was by Henry Ford.
Henry Ford.
Which
Okay,
one?
Good.
The one about whether you think you can.
Oh, yeah, and he did something that people didn't think he could do. I have a quote from
Go ahead.
Brian H. McGill that I posted on Facebook. It says, one of the most sincere forms of respect is actually listening to what another has to say.
Say
And
it again. Please say that
I
again.
know, I did it for you.
I know, but I was reading something. Go say it
Okay.
again.
It says, one of the most sincere forms of respect is actually listening to what another has to say. And I did that especially for you because you're the listening lady, the listening guru. And this goes in tandem with my guest earlier today, Dr. Carlos Gonzalez
Yeah.
from Portugal, who said, my best advice that I can give is to listen carefully to what patients have to say. Feel the patient's energy and his remedy will come to you.
That's a good one.
You like that?
Yeah. And I think if that's good for all of us to listen to. I mean, we may not be talking about patients. We may be talking about clients. We may be talking about family members. And what they are asking will come to you.
What they are asking
Asking
for.
for will come to you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If you listen to somebody, they're
But they may
telling
not
you
be.
something.
They may not be asking anything.
Well, they're telling you something. They may be asking for
They're telling-
attention. They may be asking for acknowledgement.
Mhm.
They may be asking for a smile. They may be asking for food. Whatever they're asking for, people. We're always saying something, right? And people, no, when you think about it,
People who talk.
well, you're talking. Everybody's talking, right? You're
Mhm.
asking for something in whatever we're talking about. Asking for acknowledgement. Asking for something. So if you listen, you're going to hear what everybody is requesting.
Mm-hmm.
So that's great.
You like that one?
Yeah, do you all understand what I just said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, we get it.
Okay, good. Here's another one. Okay. The difference between school and life. This cracks me up. In school, you're taught a lesson and then given a test. In life, you're given a test that teaches you a lesson.
Beautiful.
Isn't that great?
Mm-hmm.
I'm none. What do you think?
Say it again.
Are you listening?
I wasn't. I was watching it.
We're so busy looking for quotes. This is great. I'm going to do this again. The difference between school and life. In school, you're taught a lesson and then given a test. In life, you're given a test that teaches you a lesson.
Right.
And we say that to ourselves all the time.
Yep.
Whenever you get through some kind of a challenge, you tell yourself that was just a test.
Yep. That's right.
You like
yeah.
this one?
Go ahead.
Here's one.
Oh, I can't read it from there. You're
Can't
gonna
read
have
it?
to
Okay.
No.
It's very short.
I'm lucky I can read it from here.
You can read it?
From here I
Oh.
can. My computer. I can't
Oh,
read
okay.
yours.
Rules are not necessarily sacred. Principles are. You want me to repeat it?
Yeah.
Rules are not necessarily sacred. Principles, not the school principle, principles are.
So explain
True.
it. So how do you see that?
I'm going to ask you to explain it first.
Well, I believe most rules are made to be broken.
Rules are something that
Somebody
they
else
made for
Artificially.
Yeah, somebody.
us. Principles
right.
are something that
It's like your core.
from within.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right. Your core values.
Beautiful.
Right?
Yeah.
Is that what you would think? What do you think?
What do
out
you
there?
think out there?
You need to call us and give us some of your opinions.
Okay.
919-518-9773.
Good.
Somebody explains that the journey is the reward.
Right. Right. What do you mean?
I'm not following.
Well, it's like
Oh.
losing weight. The journey of losing weight, 5 pounds, 10 pounds, 20 pounds, that's the fun part. Getting to the end,
That's
the
fun.
reward.
That's
yeah.
the reward.
that's the reward, but you're missing out on all the pleasures between if you just wait for the end. You
No,
don't want to
it-
wait
it-
for
it-
the end. It's the whole time in the middle that
It's
matters.
it's also going to what we've spoken. I mean, everything kind of it's an internet,
Yeah.
a interweb of everything. So if you're living in the moment and you're living in the now,
That's right.
it's the journey.
It's the journey.
It's walking the steps, doing the road. That is the reward. Being
because
being
you build up. Because how many times have we built something up so much about? Okay, you're on. Wow, I'm going to eat that cake because I've been working so hard at blah blah blah. I'm going to go eat the cake, and the cake is never as great as what you build it up to being, right?
there. Yeah,
So that's the same
That's good.
thing, right?
that's good.
Okay, makes sense.
That's also
Makes sense.
internalizing the ego. So
Yes.
like that reward, that's carrot that's put in front of you. You know, repeat what you said because I lost my train of thought.
Which piece? Which part? It's not. It's not. Oh, I don't know if I can do that. It's hard. I'm in
Next.
You're
the
the
moment
next.
person. So it's like, we build up the cake.
Right.
So when we finally taste it, it's never as delicious and as great
Right.
as all that we put into it. So what we put into it is actually the journey, right? So we want to
Yeah.
enjoy what we're putting into it.
Okay.
Does that
good.
make sense? I didn't say it that way, but that's what just came.
Well,
I'm sorry.
we can keep working on that one.
You
That's
take.
good.
I got to take it when it comes because then it's gone.
That's a
okay.
beautiful one.
So let's see what else we got here. We can do hard things. Glennon Melton. Yes, we can. We sure can. We don't give ourselves. Sometimes we don't. That's interesting because Skywire, the show I'm doing, I do every Thursday on Google Plus. It's about listening. This week, it's funny you should say that, Suziani, because this week on Skywire, which is on Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time on Google Plus, I'm doing it about listening for our edge and then listening to go beyond the edge. And that's what the topic is going to be. That's what we're going to be discussing, how we listen, how we listen, what's in between of what are we hearing in that to get to the edge? Are we at our edge? And then
You
to
sound
go
like
beyond.
you're going to the show that you did on the pause.
Pause is different.
No, but in between is the pause.
Right, but pause is where you listen. It's different than going to the edge and going beyond.
Okay, so what happens when you get to the edge and go beyond?
I don't know. It depends on what. It's very exciting to know that you've pushed yourself. It's like doing a yoga pose, right? You get to a point where you're stretching, or you're in this pose, or you're in a stretch, and you think, God knows this hurts, and then you breathe a little, which can be the pause. And then you go into you can't even imagine that you actually could go deeper or stretch more So that's what we're going to talk about Thursday on Skywire.
You have to listen to the pause
Suziani.
between
Yes,
the pause.
yes, you do. Suziani. Oh, wait. Michelle. Along your pathway of life, you will observe that you are not the only traveler. There are others who need your help. There are feet to steady, hands to grasp, minds to encourage, hearts to inspire, and souls to save. Yes. Love that. Suziani, life is not about where you are going. It is about how you got there. So that's about the cake.
That's the journey.
That's the journey. Madge. Hey, Madge. Good to
Where's
see you.
Madge?
She's
There she
here.
is.
Life is the dash between the birth and the death.
That's
Wow.
the dash.
That's the
You know
dash.
the book, The Dash? You don't know the
No. Is there a book?
Oh yeah, it's one of the best sellers.
Really?
It's The Dash. It's
Let me
yeah.
write it down.
Oh, we'll have to
The
get it
dash?
for you. Yeah,
That's
the
like the
dash.
pause.
It's what's on your gravestone. It's not the beginning and the end, the date you were born and the date you ended. It's not the beginning and the end. It's the journey.
Wow.
It's the dash between the dates.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I have to.
It's very, very
that
famous.
is very good. Okay, so
Okay.
that's a good one. When you're seeing beyond yourself, then you may find peace of mind is waiting there. George Harrison. Yes.
Hi,
You have
George.
to listen to the pause between the thoughts. Highly recommend Hangouts. I have loved them, Marilyn. Oh, Michelle. Thank you. We love having you there. And yes, Chris says we do that all the time. Yes, we go. I mean, I'm taking yoga. I've been in yoga for like a month now.
Woo.
And I've started yoga so many times in my life. I can't tell you. I should be a yoga guru by now. 40 years ago, I took my first class. It's a long time, and I've never followed it through. But now,
But that's the journey.
But that it is so true.
You have
That
to
is
keep
so
going
true.
back.
So true, because I didn't really appreciate what.
Can I ask where you're taking lessons?
Yeah, we joined a health club,
Oh, you're taking at the health
and we're
club.
taking it at the club, and it's so interesting because each time I take it, I notice something else. Like one day, my right leg moved so fast to the top of the mat. I didn't know how it got there.
You were doing sun salutation.
Yeah, and we went to do no, we were doing other bends and stuff, but you know, we always got to go to the top of the mat, and I used to years ago. I used to be able to hop.
Oh.
I can't hop now, or I haven't been able to hop yet. I've been like walking, and the other day I noticed that my right foot went like all the way, without hopping, without stepping, and I was like, wow. Like each time you notice a little something, it's extraordinary, and there's a lot to learn in that. You know, going to your edge and then knowing that your edge is probably not your edge. It's
Yeah.
probably a little bit more to stretch the edge.
Well,
right?
what I'm thinking is the quote about the journey and the reward, that you might, in your imagination, consider the end point, the reward, to be one thing, where you may, along the journey, have reached that end point, and then you go beyond it, and there's your edge.
Oh, wow. Good.
Yeah.
Go ahead, go ahead.
You're right with me.
I am, because, and that's what, and that, go ahead, finish what you're saying. 'Cause
I'm
that's good.
saying that the
Yeah.
journey, the dash, the
Yep.
part in the middle, that you're living you're not at the end, you're not at the reward yet, you're not at the edge, because you're still working it. Go ahead.
Okay, so what came to me was the problem with expectations. Right? So expectations, you were saying something about going to the edge in your imagination and stuff, and we set that up sometimes as an expectation. And if we don't make it, then we feel let down. But we can have so many things, possibilities out here. Not to set them up as an expectation, just as possibilities, right? Because if you set them up as an expectation, you can't make them all. Then you let yourself down, and then that's how people walk around beating themselves up. So,
And to follow that,
yeah,
it is wise to keep in mind that neither success nor failure is ever final. So if you failed, keep on trying.
yeah, that's
And
exactly.
if you succeed, don't stop, because it's not final.
You can go further.
You
That's
have to
exactly.
keep going.
So Madge says, I don't know the book. I have always said my dash is exactly where the dates.
No, do the last one, Chris.
Oh, Chris says, I want to stand as close to the edge as I can without going over. Out on the edge, you see all the kinds of things you can't see from the center.
Yeah,
I want to stand
that's
as
good.
close to the edge as I can without going over. Out on the edge, you see all the kinds of things you can't see from the center. Kurt Vonnegut.
That's the vision.
Wow, he was something too, wasn't he? Okay, well this is wow. It is 4 minutes to go. This has been so fun. I hope you're all enjoying this as much as I am, because okay, so here's another one. You only live once, but if you do it right, once is enough. Well, I don't know if we live once. I have
Well,
to say, Mae West-
let's not talk about
yeah,
reincarnation.
okay. But Mae West, it's something to think about. But the thing is, we don't know.
Chris likes the show.
We don't know, but we want to do our best. Okay, here's another one. Maturity is not when we start speaking big things. It is when we start understanding small things.
Okay, you interpret that one.
Maturity is not when we start speaking big things. It is when we start, well, it's not always about the big things. It's noticing the small things like being grateful. It's gratitude. This time of year is a perfect time of year to acknowledge this. It's not about, all the big accomplishments. Well, it is about accomplishments, but it's about noticing things, noticing small gifts, noticing the kindness in other people.
I have one. Do you have another one?
Go ahead. No, go ahead. I have more, but go ahead.
This is John Lennon. Being honest may not get you many friends, but it always gets you the right ones. You like that?
I love that. I love that. Okay.
Okay.
Here's another one. Of course, sometimes life pulls down your pants, runs a power sander across your naked butt, then pours lemon juice on your raw, abraded buttocks. In that case, a good citrus drink wouldn't really help out. Darn it. You've got to hang in there anyway. No? Not so good? I thought it was kind of funny. All right. Here's
that's like if life gives you lemons, make lemonade. We got a lot of lemons.
Well, lemons are a big theme in quotes.
Yeah, they
okay,
are.
here's another one. Norman Vincent Peale. It's always too early to quit.
Well, sometimes you gotta quit.
Well,
Sometimes you do.
I'm not good.
Socrates said,
go ahead.
the life which is unexamined is not worth living.
The unexamined life.
Right?
What does that mean to you?
It means if you don't look at what you're doing in life and what is
Put your head in the sand.
yeah,
It's
right.
your
If you
life.
yeah,
I mean,
if you
it's your
don't-
life.
If you don't examine it,
Right.
Right.
Take
then it's
inventory.
not worth. Yeah.
I think
good.
So here's one which is it's really interesting because I have them in here randomly. So here's one, and it's you can't start the next chapter of your life if you keep rereading the last one.
Oh, but that's what everybody does. Right? Until you get the one where it's the lesson. It's a test and it's a lesson. If you pass, then you get to read the next chapter.
Right. Right.
Yogi Berra said, when you come to a fork in the road, what would you do?
When you come to
Ask directions.
Take it.
Take it? Take what?
Take the fork.
Oh yeah.
and have some spaghetti.
Well, this has been so much fun.
We out of time?
We're about out of time, and this has been really, really fun. And I want to thank everybody who's partaken in today's journey with us because it's been great. And this is going to be a wonderful show that that Chris will post the show notes because there's so much in here that we want to make sure that we don't overlook. This has been really, really fun. Chris Suziani says, that was a good one.
Spread some pixie dust. I'd like to ask you a little bit, if you have a
Go
moment.
ahead.
I wanted to learn more about the Miracle Project that you're doing.
Okay. So there is a book that a friend of mine, and listen, I don't like these things.
What don't you
I don't like writing something down every day and doing certain things. But I have a friend in St. Louis who found this book by Beatty. I have it with me. It's 40 Miracles or 40 Days of Miracles. And you're supposed to be like dumping everything out. And I've just started reading the book. And so she asked me if I wanted to participate with her in this, and I, one
Melody
more thing.
Beatty.
Yeah, exactly. So I said, you know what? Don't normally like this, but I'm going to do something I don't like. And I'm not going to try it, because I was going to say, oh, okay, I'll try it. No, I'm going to do it. So every day for 40 days, we're exchanging what we're grateful for and making, I think, like today she sent me today was the first day, and I haven't done mine yet. So I'm going to be doing it. But today she sent me all the things, and she was grateful for her frustrations. She was grateful for the things that bother her. And that's a different take to a degree. And I'm going to, you had to make a list of all of the things that you, one of the things, the steps was to begin by making a list of the things that you wanted miracles for. and it's endless, right? You can make a million miracles,
Mhm.
whatever you believe
You
to be
talk
extraordinary.
you talk about miracles all the time,
I take them
Marilyn.
for granted.
When did you get this thing about
Last week. or
Okay,
2 weeks
but
ago.
you have been talking
know,
to
but I
me
take-
about miracles
But I take
ever.
But I take a lot of this stuff for granted.
No,
I
you don't.
believe in them. I believe so much in miracles, and I acknowledge miracles.
Mhm.
But this is a different way of consciously
Mhm.
using my power to help create them, as opposed to just looking for them and living my best life.
Okay.
I now am going to do these exercises to create miracles,
And the exercise is daily to.
that's part of it. I haven't read the whole book, so
Oh,
you're
you have.
asking
Oh,
me.
did you already get the book?
I got the book on Amazon, and it just
Okay.
came. So I don't know everything about it, but
Okay.
I can be. From what I understand, I can be a great participant in creating my own miracles, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I want to create big, fat, juicy miracles, and so.
Be
that's what I'm
careful
doing.
that you don't ask for $1 million,
Why?
because you're going to get $1 million.
And what would be wrong with that?
You didn't see that commercial about the genie.
No,
The
I
guy
don't watch
asked for
TV.
$1 million, and the guy filled the whole neighborhood with bucks.
Well, you
Oh,
have to
no.
be very. You have to be
Well.
very specific for what you want to ask for, right?
Oh.
Right. You want to be specific. You want as
Very,
specific as you
very
have to.
often, anybody who wins the $1 million lottery, they end up in a very
Look,
unpleasant situation often because they don't know how to handle this.
Well,
and
I'm gonna.
The people around them don't know how to handle it.
Well, that's.
But that's money. That's monetary.
But I also believe, and we can talk about this another time. I believe that there's a difference
you may call back
between
about half an
transforming something and transcendence. So I want to create transcendence. I don't want to just transform myself. I want to make. I want things to elevate. So I don't know. Thank you for asking. Be on the lookout, because I'm gonna
I've got news for
dissect.
you.
What?
Miracles every day.
I've got news for you. You make miracles every time.
Every time.
Yeah.
But I
You're
want
just
to.
not aware of it.
No, I'm aware that like a miracle could be that we're sitting here today.
Sure, that is.
I'm
it is.
aware of that.
Yeah.
I'm aware of that, but I want to be intentional.
Oh,
I want to pre-create. I'm creating.
Pre-create or procreate?
Procreate. Well, I want to create.
It is. That's you hear that word co-creation
I
all the time.
want to be. I want to notice miracles, which I do. I believe every is a gift, right? I mean, but I want to be I want to be a miracle factory.
You are a miracle factory.
With that, everybody, it's
Okay.
been such fun today. I want to
Yeah, thank you for letting me be on.
Oh, heck yeah. And anybody else, just let me know, because we're going to be doing more of these. I've got lots of things to talk about. And I want us just to have fun, kick back, laugh, maybe sometimes cry. But we're going to have some fun. So, Amnon, thank you so much. Everybody that's been in the chat, that's been listening, I hope you enjoyed today. Please come back. Debbie, anytime. The rest, everybody, mwah. See you next week. Bye.
Bye-bye.
You are tuned to the Nissan Communications Network. Our weekly lineup of call-in programs includes Computers 2K Now with Amnon Nissan, Health In with Debbie Bruck, Breaking Free with Marilyn Shannon, Lessons of Vietnam with NCVVI members, The Tanya Love Show, Your Healthy Pet with Gisela DiCarlo. And if you tuned in too late, you can always watch each program in its entirety or download an MP3 audio file of it at www.nissancommunications.com. Sponsored by Atomus.com, makers of quality video recorders and converters for professionals, CarolinaApparel.com, and DeltaForce.net.